Hello friends, welcome to Reads and Eats. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you clicked on my video today. This is going to be about the books that I've read during this week and what I'm going to be reading this weekend. So yes, it's just like a wee mini weekly wrap up. So first book I've read this week was For the Love of Summer by Susan Mallory. This is the latest one. No, this is I think it's last year's. I think. Hold the front door, as the saying goes. Yeah, published 2024. So this was her summer book last year. So we meet Erica, and Erica is the owner of many hair salons and beauty salons in Seattle. And she has a teenage daughter called Summer. And Erica's ex-husband basically just said to her one day, I want a divorce, and that was it. No build-up, nothing, that was it. And he later married a lady called Alison, and they have a young son called... oh my goodness, name has gone from me. Oh my word. What makes me think it begins with a B? Hold on, I'm just going to pause till I find out the name of the child. The wee boy is called Jackson, and he is a delightful little character. He really is. He's got, he's caring and he's a bit spunky as well. So he's only sort of like a year and a half, 2 years old. One day, Alison gets a phone call from her husband going, I'm in jail. And her world basically falls apart. And Summer walks in to find her crying and everything. And Alison is also like eight months pregnant. And we find out why her husband's in jail. And Summer realises that there's no way Alison can cope because there's no money coming in. The bank accounts have been frozen, everything. And she persuades her mum to come and meet Alison and sort of see what the situation is. And her mum has a boyfriend called Killian, and Killian is able to work. As soon as he hears that her ex-husband's been arrested, and put in jail, he's able to find out what is going on. And they realise that there's no way Alison's going to be able to live in the flat they were in. They were actually due to move out anyway. So Erica, at Summer's behest, agrees that Alison and Jackson can move in with them in their house. And Erica's mum also lives in like a stable house on the property as well. So it's a big house. But Erica's ex-husband has been feeding lots of lies to Alison and basically trashes Summer's mum to her, when they visit and stuff. So it's about these two women, plus the grandmother and the daughter and the stepson, finding a way to live together in a house with everything that is being thrown at them because of what the husband/ex-husband is doing or has done. It's a story of a daughter actually getting to know her mum and actually realising that her father is not the man she thought he was, and is, what he's been saying about her mum is wrong. It's also about, like, the other wife discovering that the ex-wife is actually a really, really nice lady and is willing to help and, be kind and generous and everything else. It was a really lovely story. Really, really enjoyed it. As I say, I'm fairly new to the Susan Mallory writing. And I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed this one. I give this one 4.5, 5 out of 5, because I just enjoyed it so much. The next book was A Recipe for Christmas by Jo Thomas. I really like Jo Thomas's writing. I've always enjoyed her writing. I gave this one 4.5 out of 5. We meet, excuse me. It's been a busy morning, as you'll find out in the vlog next week. So anyway, we meet Clara, and Clara works in a department store in HR. And she realises that the store that she's working for, one, she's not happy there, but two, it's going on the skids, basically. So she is offered voluntary severance, and she takes it. And she's like, what am I going to do with my life now? She has met this new man, and he's got a job in Geneva in Switzerland. And he says to her, why don't you come with me and we'll see if our relationship will work. And as part of her severance package, there's a retraining package as well. So she finds a chocolate school in Geneva and decides, right, I'm going to take a course there. So off she goes with the man. First day at the chocolate school, the receptionist looks down at her. She's almost late for class. The other folk in the class are like, you really should have gone to the tourist shop. You know, they'll teach you. And they're really, and even the teachers are not very nice. The first task is to make truffles, and Clara remembers making truffles when she was a child. And she's helped by Alan, who is like, he's a chocolatier, but he helps the students get their ingredients, etc., etc. And basically, her truffles are laughed out of the building. But she's determined to keep going, and that's what I loved about her. She decided, I'm going to do this course, and I'm going to improve every day, I'm going to improve every week, and I'm going to really learn. And I loved that about her. Does it work out? There's tension with the boyfriend. Does it work out? Does it not? There's a gentleman at the cookery shop, at the chocolate school, that she's like, she quite likes him. Do the other students, end up liking her? Does she finish the whole course? This was an absolute delightful read. It really was beautiful. It will make you crave chocolate. Seriously, it will make you crave chocolate. It also made me want to sort of go and make some chocolate as well. Mum and Dad, 2 Christmases ago, got me a chocolate making kit because I'd done a truffle making course. I haven't used it yet, but I'm determined that this coming autumn, I am going to be doing some chocolating. But this was just absolutely delightful. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And what is sad though, are there recipes at the back? I can't remember. Yes, there are recipes at the back. So there are 4 recipes. So it's like, yes, I like books when you get a book like this that gives you recipes at the back. I think it's brilliant because it means you can experience some of what the person made, and the recipes that are in the book are ones that Clara actually makes. So you have that continuity, as it were. So if you're looking for a book that maybe even for Christmas in July, I would definitely recommend A Recipe for Christmas by Jo Thomas. I think you'll really enjoy it. So I then picked up Curiosity Killed the Cat, the first book in A Magical Cats Mystery by Sophie Kelly. I've never read. This is ridiculous. I'm yawning and it's just afternoon. So this is the first book. I've never read anything by this author before, but she looks to be quite prolific. So it was published. This was published in 2011. Okay. So, but we meet Kathleen, and Kathleen leaves her job in Boston and moves to Mayville Heights, Minnesota. She agrees to help or organise the refurbishment of the library, and at the same time has also adopted 2 cats. Owen, who's a tabby, and Hercules, who's a smoky tuxedo. Hercules loves Barry Manilow, Owen doesn't. Owen has got a fancy for catnip. He loves catnip, so he's very, very much into that. But there's something different about these cats that Kathleen is beginning to find out. Could it be that they have magical abilities? So far, Hercules has walked through a shut door, and Owen has managed to disappear and appear in a different place in a blink of an eye. So I think the cats do have some magical abilities, but she doesn't know what. She's got these two at the moment, but she doesn't know what else they're going to do. But one day she is trying, within the refurbishment of the library, there's a gentleman as well as the tradespeople who's doing little bits and pieces, and she goes to the theatre because she knows that he's doing work in the local theatre, and he said he was starting work at 7:00. So she goes there and she finds a body on the stage, and the body is the body of a guest conductor who's been brought in to help with the town's musical festival, and he was a replacement. And he's really not a nice man. Kathleen met him in the library, and he really wasn't a nice man. But of course, because she found the body and etc., the police are like, and they come to the library and they discover that possibly that's where he was murdered. But they know that she and he met at the library, but he's also in his pocket was a message from her saying meet me at the library, but she said that's not my writing and it's not my notepad. So we've got all of this going on. We've got the cats. We're also learning about all the other people in the village, in the town, and she goes to Tai Chi with friends, and it's a nice read. I am enjoying it. I am saying though that I'm finding that some cozy mysteries I find very slow. I find it takes me a long time to get into them and a long time to maybe read them. I'm on page 143. There are 324. So I'm, getting there. Will I have this read by the end of the weekend? I don't know. I really don't know. And I don't know that if I want to keep picking it up, all the time, if that makes sense. I might put another book in. That I'm not sure. I will have to decide on that. I have plenty that I could read. So, and the other thing is that today I went on to NetGalley just to check that I had all the right dates for books. And then, the way you do that, you go on and you look at all your favourite publishers and what they've got coming out. I may have put my name down for 3 other books. 2 of them I'm auto-qualified for. I'm like, why have I done that? But hey-ho. So I may start reading some of my NetGalleys and just sort of try and get some of them read. Some of them are Christmas ones. Yes, I've picked up some Christmas ones. But I have a stack of Christmas ones for Christmas in July as well, but that's okay. You know me. I have kind of sorted some books out, so yeah. We'll see. So, as I say, I will definitely be reading Curiosity Thrilled the Cat this weekend. Whether I pick another one up, I'm not sure. I did kind of mention on my vlog that I might do a summer reading list. I can't remember what I said, but I've changed my mind. I've got the books that I want to read this summer, but if I make myself a definite TBR, the chances are I'll wander off and not read them. I think if I've just got them as a pile there that I can read as and when I want, I think that's going to be a much better plan. And it's going to take pressure off. Mind you, I've just put pressure on by getting all these ruddy NetGalleys. I should learn my lesson. But they looked good and they sounded good. So, yeah. So let me know down in the comments, friends. Do you have do you go onto NetGalley and just think, oh, a wee look, and then end up asking for about 3 or 4 books? I would love to know. And how many do you have in your NetGalley shelf? Again, if you're willing to share, please let me know. I think I've got 8, which is not bad for between now and the end of the year. You know, that's actually not bad at all. You know, yeah. But I've sort of said to myself at the moment, that's it, unless I know an author's definitely bringing one out that I need to read. I know that VM Burns has got a new mystery bookshop book one coming out, so I definitely need to keep my eye on that because I want that one. So yeah, so that's. But I know that one of my goals for this year was to read more off my Kindle. That ain't happening. The only books I'm reading off my Kindle are review books. So yeah. I need to try and sort that out. But I want to get my physical TBR down. I've seen some books that I like the look of. And I might know I'm not buying any more until I get that down. If I can get that down to even 1 book or 2 books on my physical TBR, then I can think about buying some physicals. But not until that point. The only caveat I'm putting for that is my Harmony Harbour books that I am buddy reading with Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I will always buy the next one that I need for that buddy read. So they were at the moment are the only physical books I'm going to buy. Because I mean, I'm saying I need to get it down. I think there's some like 20 odd books in the pile. So it's not exactly as if it's a massive amount, but I still want to get it down. And I still want to feel good about it. I still want to have the joy of just picking a book off my shelf. So yeah, so chat with me down in the comments. Have you put together like a summer TBR? Or are you just going to read your way through the summer? I would love to know. What have you been reading this week? Come chat with me down in the comments. What are you going to be reading this weekend? What are your weekend plans? This weekend we've got rugby and we have athletics. Tonight is the first British and Irish Lions match. It's a warm-up match against Argentina. So that is going to be good. We'll watch that tonight. We've got athletics tomorrow, so that'll be nice. That'll be good to watch. Other plans apart from that? I will be doing more work, more crocheting. I've started my sweater. If you'll see it in my vlog for next week. The start of my sweater. So I'm really pleased with the way it's working up so far. So that's great. So I'll do some of that. But apart from that, what's this week been like for me? I was out the other half this week for a wee while. That was like, went out for lunch. Oh my gosh, it was delightful. We were like, where we go? Let's not go to the usual places. So we chose somewhere else. We've been before, but just for coffee. But it hasn't been for a while. So we thought, we'll go there. Oh my word. The roll, was that. And I had egg meal and the filling was about that thick. I struggled to finish it. The other half what did he have? He had chicken tikka on his roll. And he had Moroccan tomato soup. And we thought it was a soup and sandwich combo. So we thought like a wee mug. It was a full bowl. How he finished that, I don't know. But he was stuffed and I was stuffed. It was like, good grief. But it was absolutely delicious because the roll, as well as the filled roll, I had salad. And we're not just talking a few leaves and that's it. We're talking cucumber, cybus, or spring onions, tomato, lettuce. And it was like, oh. So we did that, and then we went and did some errands that we had to run. And then that was Wednesday. Tuesday, one of my friends, her mum had passed away, so it was the funeral on Tuesday, so Dad and I went to that. But it's been quiet for the rest of the week. I've started my preserving journey. Again, you will find out in the vlog. Yeah, I know I'm teasing you, haven't I? I've made some jam this week. I made 2 lots of jam, plus I made a banana bread. So I'm starting my preserving journey, which I'm really chuffed with. But I'm going to stop waffling now, because it's become a waffle, hasn't it? And I'm sure you're not here for waffle. But come chat with me down in the comments. On the way there, if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, why don't you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell? It just tells you when I'm bringing out new videos. And it also helps my channel keep growing, which is lovely. I'm really happy, and I'm thoroughly enjoying getting to know new people and as they make comments and stuff. So that's really, really nice. And if you have just recently subscribed, hi, thank you very much for doing so. I really do appreciate it. And I also appreciate all my viewers, all my friends that I'm making here on YouTube. It's so lovely to have you in my life, and you mean the world to me in many, many different ways. So thank you very much, and I will speak to you in my next video. And until then, stay safe. Happy reading, friends. Bye.